Yeah, like I was trying to say in the first video, Raw and NXT on a Friday. I like the idea of trying to recall, but then we don't need to necessarily delve too far into the storylines as much as we're looking at the character development. That matters. We can see the stories, we know what's going on. To keep replaying what the attempts are and what the new flips are looking like, and no, that's not the wave. Let's not do that. Oh, we've seen this before. Oh, it's recycled. No, we don't want to see that. Let's not talk that. I'm thinking the stories can further develop based on the characters. And I'm seeing where there is a huge lean toward a lot of the development of said characters on the screen. So I can appreciate, what these guys and girls are putting out there. I wish I could think of names, but then it's like, man, I think the days in between can really speak to who stands out as opposed to who we just saw. You know what I mean? So, Raw for the 29th, it was okay. I was happy to see the show be what it was so far as the second night of the draft. I wasn't expecting a first as far as a SmackDown. Like I wasn't expecting something over the moon, but at the same time I was looking for what Raw was gonna provide so far as the 3 hours went. And that's really the dynamic I see. A 2 hour show and a 3 hour show. How much can you fit in? I heard an idea, I'm not gonna speak to it. Only because the promotionals of it all. Let's see what happens next time around. If those types talks get in the rumblings again in another year or two, not a year or two, but another year, not 6 months, no. So maybe next year, if the idea of a draft comes up again, we'll lean into more of the idea of what was it? It was just like the press conferences. So we could go draft idea with like the press conference theme, but I'm only half on that idea just looking at, TV and people's attention spans in regard to this full product. It's going to take a lot to really get that to the level that one can see, because I can see the vision, but it's a lot of how do we get there, even in regard to ideas like that. So yeah. Becky's champ, Nia's solid. I mean, Nia's, man, come on now. And then Liv is on the way up right now. Liv, more comfort on the mic. She hasn't come into herself yet, and you can feel that. We love Liv wholeheartedly. What we need out of Liv is the comfort. You know what I mean? She isn't like she's still getting it together, because this is the most prominent she's been featured, in my opinion. So let her get warm. She's in a spot though. She's in her spot. She's definitely a top tier superstar. And I'm talking just as far as the popularity and who people want to see, the crowd. I know they might not. I can't speak to too much of what the crowd sounds like because of the music and potential sweetenings, but the people want to see Liv go. When the music stops and the match starts and she gets done doing all her crazy Liv things. Yeah, from jumping off the ladders through a table Liv all the way up to this Liv that was all some kind of attempt to be a crafty type. Through the chair at Rhea, she caught a kill. Shit, now Rhea ain't dead, but I mean, I thought that was okay. I don't think it kills maybe a little too heavy. Rhea was already injured. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we're gonna see what happens when they get back. What's the revenge tour gonna look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's it gonna look like? Because if Rhea get back and Liv not as where she need to be, so Nia Jax is going to SmackDown. Cool beans. Her and Liv went at it, and I believe Liv got that victory. Something like it. Not mad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll get to that though. So they hyped that match up for later on in the nighttime. What we looking at as far as the rest of this goes? Um, Judgment Day, Logan Paul, Pat Mahomes, Super Bowl rings, baby. 3 of those. Shouts to Mahomes. I remember watching the Super Bowl where his whole team was immature. I saw him win the very next year. I forgot they won and maintained that same idea of them needing to mature, and they continued to mature. And now we see Mahomes shy on camera. He could have did a lot more, but it speaks to that humility of an NFL, pro bowler. My thing is, if they come in for these trips to see an event, turn up, especially when you know you got the crowd behind you. That's the space to do it all. But Mahomes could have been a lot more in character instead of being so uptight. And, it's a lot of ways like you could just move through it. Mahomes would have made the product that much more interesting if he would have leaned into it a little more instead of, I don't know. Like, nah, man, he could have really pushed the character. Did we not learn anything from the final boss? But let's just move forward. Braun Strowman came back, saved the day off all the beat ups going on. Shouts to, what was that? Was it with Ricochet? Who got hit? Somebody got hit. Jay Uso. So Braun and Jay. I'm glad that Braun's back. I'm glad that he got drafted just to get the people in that idea to remind. But then it was like, nah, do y'all remember Braun Strowman or not? Do y'all like him? Just for Braun type stuff. I mean, it was Adam? Yeah, like, I've been rocking with him as far as that in-ring and, RP Bray and all that real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. So, for him to come back and then the crowd react to him the way he did is exactly what I thought would happen. I'm happy that he came out. Running with Jay, solid. We'll see what happens. They could go their directions as time progresses, I'm assuming. I don't know because, But it was good. JD took a mean shot. Damn, man. That's that Judgment Day business. God, Lord. Look, end of the day, wherever they going with this Logan Paul storyline of the United States Championship, I would hope that, the culture that follows him is highly entertained by, what he's doing on TV. I know that, like right now, would he be in France? I believe he would be. Would he be? So, it's a definite space for the United States champion to represent himself. And that's just how I see it. So, it was good stuff. What else do we have after that? Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, craziness because my man Master Gable done came through again. Look. So now, what are we doing? It's one or two directions for the Academy. They could either act like they want to do it, or they can do it and not act or not look like they want to do it. If they go in that second direction, how long before they look like they want to get down with the get down? That's the only way, man. It's the only way, because that is how I think Master Gable should mesh into being a solid heel without what could turn into really bad heat. I don't know how bad the heat could get on son, but it falls on creative now. It's a couple different directions that could go as far as Gable in the Academy. But Gable is on. Gable is on. I bangs with the idea. He's killing it outside, and them motherfuckers better just get down to get down. That's how I'm feeling about it. Candice LeRae, Maxine Dupree. Okay. Did Indy get involved? I don't know. I'm just going to say she did because I didn't see the match. And she's a lot darker now because the Poison Pixie and all of her, wise ways from being in NXT for long enough. And then they've been around each other for too long. Like, they've been doing this. Nah, man. Keep that rolling. Keep that rolling. She picked up the win over who now? Maxine. See what I mean? Now let's move on. Drew got drafted to Raw after Punk. There is comedy. There is comedy. I have a like for both, and I think that I think Drew could pick up a victory first. Honestly, depending on if he wants to stay with the company. He don't want to stay at the company. I mean, that the decisions ain't on me on what should happen, but I could see where shit would be pissing them off. Like, if I was Drew McIntyre, with hearing some of the shit that they was saying just because he ain't want to really like jump on board, I would, just looking at his character like on screen and on TV, legitimately, it's like nah, bro, man, just stick with the company. and maybe you get a real run, because the 5 minute run was bullshit. But it was the old administration's run that everyone was reaching for. So I mean, at the end of the day, let's keep that shit pushing. It was a nice little story, and he got his moment, and the moment is done. So now we move on to a new one. He pick up a victory over Punk. Now Punk is exonerated all the bullshit from before, old era, and then we can move things forward with my man. I think by SummerSlam, but I don't know. There's injuries involved. See, that's why you're not supposed to pray for people's downfall. But I'm liking I'm liking the directions that they could go. Punk, big pause in that ring. None are perfect in the eyes of God. I know that. So I mean, I wasn't really expecting, but that's the thing. That's the magic of them. You don't really know what to expect. Am I looking for him to come outside and knock a promo out the park every single time? No, but that's the surprise. It was the same thing with, I'm going to call him out again. Shouts to my man DJ. Shouts to Dwayne Johnson. Happy birthday from yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, words don't express it. But another one. No one knew what he was gonna do, and he came back. Wow, we're very engaged, and it's not just because of the legendary status. Same thing with Punk. We're not engaged just because of the legendary status. Okay, a lot of people, a lot of shit going on, a lot of tension in the room, a lot of stuff happening with everybody switching sides and going up, going down, and all the rest of this. Skybox ring skybox. Okay, fine, I get it. We busy happenings, busy happenings. Need a moment, take a moment, have your moment, move on. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what he did. Held it together, didn't want to take up too much time. My opinion, looking at Punk on pause like that, man, how much did he have to hold back in those moments? And trust me, I know a thing or two about holding back a lot, but ultimately, good shit. I think Drew is better in ring. I know he could go on the mic, but I think his thing is in the ring. So let's go ahead and see what he got. But good on them. I like the segment for the most part. Liv, Nia Jax. It was crazy shit. Naomi, Tiffany Stratton outside. Shouts to Trent, of course. Tiff killing it, man. Tiff killing it. Hands down. Hands down. She's there. She's arrived. She got the song changed. So we just waiting to see what type of ideas they have for her. My opinion, main roster need the people. Don't throw her in there with Lyra. Shouts to all of the draft picks. Very, very heartfelt. Very heartfelt. Every one of them. I'm not gonna sit here and go into it. We still gotta run into NXT. Awesome Truth Alpha Academy tag title match. You see what I'm saying? Let's move on. Jey Uso, Ricochet, Andrade, Judgment Day. 6-man tag. JD was already somewhat bruised up. Ricochet and Andrade is good spots. Jay got people riding the wave with him. I like it. He's even getting on his own little yeet with the. I like it. It's working for him. Am I crazy about that yeet shit? I was more on Roman's side with the no yeet. I don't like that. I don't like that. But at the same time, this is family. You know what I'm saying? So you allow everybody to have their own individual character, and then we understand why the bloodline is said bloodline. But I can't even speak too much about that right now because SmackDown got it. Now let's move on to these streets of NXT, bro. Shouts to all the call-ups. Shouts to every one of them. I mean, I don't want to put none in order. I didn't have an exact favorite moment. I did like Blair being the call, though. I thought Blair getting called was, you know what I mean? Like, just so well earned. Ilya getting the call, well earned. Dijak don't need all of the pom-poms and circus dances upon the draftings. Learn that. I mean, he gonna be well known enough. And honestly, it was the best idea for him because even though Dijak is Dijak. We all know how this crowd can get, and we saw Dijak have to go through with the NXT crowd when he got back around and then went through the process of proving himself, now proven all the way up to Monday Night Raw. I don't want to risk no crowd bullshit with him. So we gonna ease my man Dijak into the sitch, and if they have their moments, they have their moments, but they gonna get that shit out their system quick because Dijak is gonna get out there and kill shit. I already know it. That's the angle. That's the angle, and then there will be no more old era shit. I'm sensing it. We'll see what happens, or it'll be very, very minuscule. That's my prediction on it, because the way he proved himself at NXT shows me exactly what he's going to be able to do on the main roster stories. We're going to have to get more into the formulas. All right, but let's get into it. Spring break-in, night 2, week 2, whatever we want to call it. Obafemi Avar. Avar is another one. Spot set. If anybody was going, I wouldn't say fill the shoes, but if anybody was going to jump into the spot that we needed so far as the one Dijak left, Ivar is there for it. I mean, that's how I feel. Oba, man, look. Oba is on his trajectory. So I'm going to let Oba be Oba, and HBK can see the same thing everyone else sees. You know what I mean? So, the crowd can guide him through a promo. We can lean into that. That's my idea. Picking up the victory over Ivar, man. Look, Ivar don't need to go nowhere. He's solid, bro. He good to go. That's how I feel. He's proven, and let's get it popping. Picking up that victory is good. NXT Women's North American Championship somewhere out there, somewhere. Good, good, good. Now let's move on. What else was going on the show? You know what? How my man Morrow said it conspicuous by her absence. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to just sit back and kick back and hope that things are being done responsibly in the right way, because the guesses were better. If we starting to get a finished product and shit start fucking up, I'm calling it immediately, and I'm feeling like I'm not dealing. But definitely peeped, and let's see what we get out of it. So shouts to her. She know that. Ain't nothing. I mean, I appreciate the character developed. Thea Hale, JC Jane, fine. JC solid. Thea needed the up, because if Thea would have took another L, then people would have been looking at her down. That's just where she's at right now. But good. Thea Hale's being positioned. JC's already good in my opinion. Shouts to Jazz and the rest of the ladies and all the rest of that. But let's get it popping with the next thing. OC, Tyson, DuPont, Igwe. All right. DuPont and Igwe. This is the level up guys with the 2 out of 3 falls. Okay. All right. Fine. OC picked up that victory. It's a slow build to what's next. Shouts to Idris and Inofe. Malik and Blade, whatever. Malik and Idris, whatever. Inofe and Blade, whatever. But shouts to them. They good breading right now. I don't want to say take time anymore. Let's see what's about to happen next, because it's same with a lot of these draft picks, or at least maybe 2 or 3 of them. Sink or swim now. And I'm not going to call out no names. They know who it is. They know who they is. It's sink or swim season when it comes to that. Rich Holland, Sean Spears, a lot of crazy shit was going on backstage. I don't know what was happening. HBK always got his way throwing it to Hulu, and Hulu will, broadcast certain things, and it's just like, well, what happened? But then what happened what in the fuck? How did we get here? Whatever. Rich picked up the victory. That's fine. More powerful slots. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm feeling about it. More slots are being filled with people that should be in them spots. Sean Spears, okay. The people see him. The people know who he is. Let's see what we getting out of him. All right. Axiom, Nathan Frazier, AOP. Craziness. New Catch Republic came in with the, with the jumping after all of the craziness was happening outside on the other side. Okay, fine. Axiom, Nate Frazier win. Backstage, Street Profits promo, a little quick segment. Good. Don't slow down. That's nice. It was all good. Shouts to the ladies segment with Ava. All ladies attached. That's a fact. They know what they is. I'm not gonna call it. Opening segment was pretty funny. You know, with my man the champion. Shouts to Trick. And shouts to LaShawn, of course. Crushing it. Crushing it. It's just a little less black girl magic. Just a little less. And that's for LaShawn individually. And then the first ever NXT Women's Underground match. Look, well, the NXT Underground Women's, whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. Look, bro. Shouts to Natty. Crazy shit ensued. It was looking like Natty was going to win. Obviously, the coaching was looking like Natty was going to win. She was winning the early part of the match with the ground base. But all the shenanigans and all the rest of it, look, Lola Vice is another one of those that's on the way. I got my picks. I got my names I'd call out, but nah. Lola is on the way. And it's not just the look, clearly. It's the package she posts. She's crushing it. She has a lot of the things that people are looking for. So, and then she's Latin, man. Come on. You can't really go too wrong with that. Natty did the right thing, you know what I'm saying? And then was that everybody else that was attached, man, with Carmen and who else was with Natty? Shayna Baszler in that? I mean, I don't know. And it was another surprise. Someone else came out that was like such a good spot on NXT to see, but neither here nor there. We've been here 20 minutes. Yo, do me a favor, subscribe. I actually don't want you to. I'd rather you not watch. If you watching, I don't know why in the world you're interested in this shit. I'm going to keep on pushing that idea. So eventually you might want to stop watching. But do me that favor and subscribe anyway.